Chapter 194 World Rumbling. On that day, a declaration of war was made to all the people of the world. A massive projection appeared in the sky. In it, a boy with blue eyes spoke with unwavering dignity. My name is Velda, the one who brings destruction to this world. Today, at this moment, I declare war on all residents of this world. Life or death, fight with everything you have. Now then, shall we begin? Armageddon, the final war. Those words marked the beginning. From a colossal gate that appeared in the sky, angelic armies surged forth. Chaos engulfed the world instantly. A preemptive strike? How troublesome. By Velda's oath, the former Angramene, the game had begun. Velda, huh? For Angramene to take that name, it must mean there's no trace of Yuki left. I'm not sure what triggered it, but a completely new plan had clearly been set in motion. I don't care if he's Valda or whoever, I'll beat him until he shuts up. Exactly, no need to trouble Rimuru-sama. Yes, I want to travel and see the world. So, world destruction is absolutely not allowed. Ul, Testa, and Carrera spoke freely as usual. If it were me, I'd be more cautious of Yuki's changes. This isn't something to take lightly. Where does their confidence come from? Using my surveillance magic, I projected the current status of each country on several large screens in the Joint Operations Headquarters control room. The situation wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst either. Thanks to prior communication, most governing bodies had been expecting this outcome. Despite limited time, evacuation protocols were implemented. The greater concern now is the long-term effects. Chaos from an extended war and the looming food crisis. Hinata was helping lead civilians to safety, and evacuation was completed by yesterday. The people who had been skeptical are now silent. But for how long? Right now, only a few complain due to fear or anxiety. However, their numbers will surely grow over time. In the capital cities, where evacuation was completed, there's only enough food for about a week. Rural areas, however, received only warnings. Local governments must now manage on their own. Maintaining the current state will take immense effort. Since great wars have historically occurred every 500 years, only shelters were prepared, typically in nearby mountain caverns or underground in each capital. Some rations were stockpiled, but not nearly enough to feed populations in the tens of thousands. Records of past wars suggest the number of angels grows rapidly, especially within a week. This time may be no different. Despite being more prepared than ever before, I suspect riots will break out if the war drags on. The main question is, how will the angels move? Unlike before, these angels have their own wills. Will they target the opposing forces or focus on the human nations to draw us out? Thanks to my surveillance magic, I can project and monitor all critical locations. The Palace of White Ice, home of Guy, on the Ice Continent. El Dorado, the magic city ruled by Leon. The Holy Empire, Rebellios, where Ruminas resides. The palace reaching heaven, stronghold of Daggerville's giant kingdom. Capital and major cities across the western nations. The East Empire's capital, and in the southern region of the Great Jura Forest, a white-walled castle built by followers of Nilim, the Destroyer. Everything appeared clearly on screen. After Velda's declaration, angels poured from the sky gate, but this was largely a feint. Their real attack focused on four key locations. Guy was excluded because Chloe was sent to deal with him. The other targets were El Dorado, attacked by 200,000 angels. Holy Empire Rebellious, also attacked by 200,000. Melim's Castle, 200,000 angels again. Our nation, near the library, 400,000 angels. Hey, why does my place get double the number? Couldn't they have sent some to Daggerwell's place too? We could have wiped them out swiftly. I know I'm being naive, but still, I once suggested gathering all the demon lords in one place to fight together. Everyone stared at me coldly. Apparently, it was against the aesthetics, whatever that means. I don't care about aesthetics, I just want to end this quickly. In the end, they only agreed to provide emergency aid. I had even prepared transfer magic formations for rapid deployment, but my plan was rejected. Shell and I agreed there was some flexibility in it, but still denied. If only we'd followed through, we could have turned the dispersal of angel forces into a decisive advantage. Oh well, the demon lords aren't my subordinates, not even reliable colleagues. That they can cooperate at all is basically a miracle. I'll take what I can get. As things stand, the Angel Army is well positioned. It's like they already knew our troop distributions. As expected, I've concluded there is a betrayer among the demon lords. Shell's warning hit me hard. She'd suggested it earlier, but I brushed it off when Dino revealed himself. I didn't want to believe it back then, but now it's suspicious that they're coordinating their forces so precisely. Still, there's no hard evidence. No demon lord seems to have a motive. Guy is out, Chloe blocks him. Leon and Ramirez have ties to Chloe, so they're unlikely suspects. William and Ramirez are also trustworthy, which leaves Daggerwell. He's the most unlikely. He's always been an upright soldier. Plus, he left his three sons here. They're being trained hard by Sean. Would he leave his children with the enemy if he intended to betray us? We didn't even ask. He volunteered. So I rejected the idea. I thought Shell was overthinking, but Daggerwell, the betrayer, he has the highest probability, but I cannot dismiss Rumina's either. If Daggerwell moves without request, it confirms his betrayal. If Rumina's calls for help, despite Colby, she's the one. I see. An army of 200,000 angels is attacking Ruminas, and she still has her own troops. Even without reinforcements, she should hold barely. If she does request help, it means her pride is broken. But if Daggerwell moves to help her before that request, then he's likely the betrayer. His troops would then strike Ruminas from within. That would be the proof. It's a cunning strategy. By evenly dividing their forces, they aim to overwhelm us and create enough uncertainty to fracture our alliance. If I only rely on telepathic communication, I'll never know who's lying. Our trust will break. Our cooperation will fall apart. They used Dinah's betrayal as a smokescreen to make us think there would be no second one. Without Shell, I probably would have fallen right into that trap. But thanks to surveillance magic, I can clearly monitor enemy movements. They didn't account for that. Even though I built the transfer formation, it's not usable by every army, and it can't be used inside the labyrinth. So if a betrayal happens, I'll just order the formation sealed. All right, continue monitoring the situation. Yes, understood, Master. To suspect a traitor this early into the war, it's unpleasant. A sign that this war will be even dirtier than we feared. As I was thinking this, another surprise struck me. Milim's army was being pushed back. Impossible. Carrion and Frey are there. Just then, on one of the screens, an explosion ripped through a section of Milim's castle. The situation had grown far worse than expected. Refunds were originally B plus ranked magical beasts, but under Carrion's relentless training, their abilities surged, now standing proudly at A minus rank. Combined with their A rank beastmen riders, the result was a powerful aerial force equal to any elite unit. Thus, the Flying Beast Knight Order, Carrion's handpicked subordinates, were not only the pride of their nation, but undeniably the strongest in both name and reality. Alongside them stood a motley crew, devils, mercenaries, and remnants of Clayman's former army. It was a chaotic force stitched together from all walks of life. Even those normally tasked with keeping the peace had been conscripted. Facing the 200,000 strong angelic army was William's own force of 300,000. While they outnumbered the enemy, their combat prowess was uneven. Still, Carrion's impassioned war cry had bolstered their morale and strength. Early in the battle, that energy gave them the upper hand. But then he appeared, Vega, one of the four fiends of the Heaven Commanders. With that, everything changed. Heh, useless, utterly useless. None of you insects can scratch me, Vega roared as he swung his massive sky-piercing halberd, carving a bloody path through the battlefield with every motion. Bodies fell like leaves. A single arc of his weapon produced a hill of corpses. Carrion growled, his fists clenched, fury in his eyes as he glared at Vega. Even at a glance, he knew this one was no ordinary enemy, not just a brute among angels. Even with his full strength and the entire Flying Beast Knight Order at his back, Carrion doubted they'd survive a clash with that monster. Behind him, Milin and Frey waited, their elite unit, the Harpy warriors, on standby. The dirty work would be his to handle. The rest he would leave to Frey, and going, that arrogant bastard is mine. Carrion snapped. He turned to his aide, the tiger beastman, Baum. I'm leaving the army to you. Keep things under control. Baum's eyes widened. Carrion-sama, that guy, shouldn't I test him first? Even if it's just to expose a few weaknesses. Carrion shook his head. The angelic army fought without cohesion, mindless worms. Meanwhile, Carrion's troops were unified, and their numerical advantage meant something only if the command structure held. Letting the commander vanish mid-battle was foolish. If Baum could Weaken Vega and Karyan finish him, that might work. But Baum wouldn't last long enough to matter. Karyan's instincts as a warrior told him this was not an opponent to underestimate. No, Baum, you'd be throwing your life away. We can't afford to lose our command structure. While I deal with Yin, you crush the angels. Baum understood. That look in Karyan's eyes, it was the same one he had when he fought Milin. The odds were grim, of course, but Karyan-sama, no, slacking off. And don't you dare push the cleanup on Frey. Ha, that would be a nightmare. Owing Frey a favor. She never lets that slide. They exchanged a smirk and parted ways. What Baum really meant, don't die. Worrying about Karyan was pointless. His strength wasn't just for show. He bore the title, this king, for a reason. As Milim's right hand, he had to endure. Still, I did lose to that guy in the lion mask. Karyan recalled his defeat at Diablo's hands during Tempest's tournament. That nation was filled with monsters. Even Diablo, who had bested Corian, hadn't won the final match. It had humbled him. Stripped of arrogance, Corian had thrown himself into brutal training and emerged stronger than ever before. This fight would be difficult, but defeat wasn't an option. Heh, Golta, I wonder how you're doing. Corian's lips curled into a fierce grin as he charged forward. That absurd genius, his training partner, came to mind. If I can stand proud next to him, then maybe I have truly grown. With that thought, Karin hurled himself at Vega, and the battlefield erupted. Frey, meanwhile, was busy restraining Milim, who trembled with impatience. If she jumped into the fray, the battle wouldn't just shift, it would end, badly for everyone. Frey kept a cool watch on Karin's duel. If he fell, only then would Milim enter. She believed in Karin. Despite her cold and calculated nature, she trusted him. After all, half of the lunatics she'd never even heard of give Carrion trouble. But then, Milim turned, her eyes narrowed, face darkened. Frey felt it too. Something was wrong. Who are you? Milim demanded. The air shimmered, space itself bent and shifted, until a woman emerged. Long, flowing silver hair, eyes that mirrored Milim's own. Beauty so profound it stole the breath from Frey's lungs. The woman looked like an older, regal version of Milim. Behind her, four angels knelt, each radiating terrifying power, each at least as strong as an awakened demon lord. Nice to meet you, Nilin Navasama, the woman spoke, bowing respectfully. I am Lucia. I've come to bring you to your father. He awaits you. Let us go together. Shock hit like a thunderclap. Her father? Milim's father, Stellar Dragon King Veldanova, was long dead. Frey's heart raced. Could it be Velda, the man who had appeared in the sky? Don't be ridiculous. Milim snarled. My father is dead. Keep talking nonsense, and I'll erase you. No, Milim-sama, it is the truth, Lucia said softly. Milim's fist crashed toward her, but stopped, inches from her face, halted by an unseen barrier. Frey's blood ran cold. That punch had been real, full power, and yet Lucia stood untouched. Even Milim's casual strikes tore through layers of magic. But this woman had absorbed it effortlessly. Something was very wrong. It's no use, Milin-sama, Lucia said, still eerily calm. Your father awaits. He wishes to build a new world, with you by his side. Her words came like a recording, mechanical, emotionless. Frey's alarm peaked. Return now, Carrion. Milim-sama is in danger. I can't, I'm sorry. I may not be able to return. Carrion's voice sounded grim. He was struggling. This wasn't good. Kill her. Frey didn't wait. She gave the order. She didn't stand idle while Milim was cornered by this unknown threat, because Milim, so gentle at heart, refused to go all out unless pushed. Frey knew it well. Milim only fought seriously once in living memory, long ago, when she clashed with Guy and destroyed an entire nation. Fools, one of the kneeling angels rose, war hammer in hand. You insects should know your place. Die, lightning bomber. The sky cracked open, devastating lightning rained down. Frey braced for death. The blast was beyond anything she could handle, but the hammer never landed. Milim's hand had caught it. She had saved them, just barely. So kind, as expected, you're not one to kill. Frey's thoughts froze as she saw Milim's face. Not calm, not composed. Rage. I will not forgive you. For harming my subordinates. I will never forgive you. Light engulfed Milim, her armor, divine and ancient, formed around her. The destroyer awakened. Power surged pure, furious, destruction incarnate. The heavens trembled, the earth split, and Frey, horrified, finally understood. The enemy's plan had never been to convince Millim. It was to make her angry enough to lose control. And now, no, stop, Millim! Frey's silent scream went unheard, and the world braced itself for the fury of the most ancient, most terrible dragonborn to ever live. End of chapter 194.